Well, there's my kitties. There's my Cleo eating her morning chow. And this, of course, is Spooky. Yeah, old Magoo, he's around here somewhere. An Elrod. It's been raining, as y'all can see. So like always, they're hunkered down somewhere. Never fear, they're still here. Yep. These two are inseparable. Of course, Cleo's the mother, Spooky. Spooky was the only surviving member of her first litter. But I did want to come on today and give you a couple of updates. Of course, one's going to be about the Kitten Krew, and the other is about Hurricane Delta, which, as y'all can see, the effects we're seeing here. Oh, well, hello there, friends and family. And I'm sure the lighting is not great. You know, Mr. Tom probably don't look off so great this morning himself. But, like always, we're running on a little sleep. Why? Because we've been keeping an eye on what I now affectionately refer to as Speedy. Speedy being the third kitty. He's the second little black one. The one I've been trying to catch. Now, I know several of y'all have said, you know, use a towel. You throw it on them, and you can get them that way. Well, Speedy, he won't still let me get close enough to even try. And I've tried. And got it on him once, but even before I could make a jump on him, he darted out from under it. Now, after staying out here for hours, I'm calling hours yesterday, I was able to get within 2 or 3 feet of him, but he was underneath the Buford holly bushes. Right over here. Let me show them to you. See right over here? Now, if it wasn't raining, that's where it'd be right now. And part of it is because, you know, he feels safe under there. Plus, he knows old Mr. Tom can't make his way in there all too easily without alerting him. But I'll show you a little video when I tried one time yesterday and just happened to have the camera. I got within about 3 or 4 feet before he took off. And he likes it underneath the truck, which is where he darted to and where he currently is at the moment. And I've switched feeding him and and started feeding him back in the carport. So Cleo and old Spooky, they spend all their time over here. In fact, right before I fired up the old camera and that, brought out the food, Spooky and Cleo were also both under the truck. Of course, that used to be Merlin's favorite place too. Under the truck, or one of the Mustangs. It don't matter whether they got a house or what. I don't know what it is with feral kitties. They like being under the truck. I guess they're Chevy kitties. What you doing there, old Spook? You have become my companion, haven't you? Boy, I still need you to be talking to Speedy. Yep. And we talked in great length yesterday about you telling him, oh, Papa ain't gonna hurt him, right? We just want to get him up there to Brett's and get him taken care of. I even been talking with Cleo, and I can tell her to call her kitties, and y'all will probably think I'm crazy, but she'll start that little meow, and he'll show up. But as soon as he hears that doorknob crack, or even sees me, he'll back off. Now, he's sort of doing like Spooky did. He don't back off near as much now as what he was. But oh, if I try to get closer, he takes right on off. And I know some of y'all said put out a live trap. Well, I got 2 of them. They're lab heart traps. And I took one, cleaned her all up, put some food in it, and I'll give you 4 guesses who wound up in the traps. Well, it was sort of a toss-up between Spooky, Magoo, Elrod, or Cleo. Now I know what you're going to say. Put up the adult cats. Well, you'd have to go back and watch that video where I tried to put up Cleo after I brought her home from her surgery and that. And she like lost her mind in the house, and I put up with it till about 2 a.m. next morning, and finally gave up and let her come out. But I know Spooky, as soon as he'll come up to the door, he'll let me sit there and pet him. When I reach down to bring him inside, no, he loses his mind. He ain't even gonna let you bring him in. Oh, hold on, there's a little black kitten. I don't know if you caught it. He's underneath the focus. Spooky's just going under there. I mean, he came out for a second, then he saw me. Yep. Now, I believe that's the one of the 2 little black kittens that I was able to catch here a couple days ago when I was cleaning their eyes and treating them. Because his eye's not completely closed now. And maybe that's part of the reason he's so shy as he is, because he didn't much like it the 2 times I caught him before. Well, he just went from the focus under the truck, because his main bro, Spooky, went under the truck. You just saw him. Oh, don't worry about tire load there. I got to air it up. It's got a slow leak. No worries though. Rain stops, we'll get that aired up. That's just not a big priority in my life right now, as so many other things are not. Yep, they're underneath the truck. I got, you know, a house on the front porch. And there's the little black one. I'm not sure if you can see him. I'll try to zoom in so y'all can see him. This camera won't do much on the zoom. With the lighting, I'm not sure you'll even be able to see the little guy. But he's still quite mobile. Yep. And like I say, his eye's not totally closed. It's nowhere near as bad as the little gray and white and the other little black one. Nowhere near. Kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. See, he'll turn his head. Well, I don't even know if it's he or she. Kitty, 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 kitty. So, we're still having our difficulties. But, you know, putting up adult feral cats in the house is not a big option. Now, I could bring them over here and put them in that dog crate. And I tried that last night, around 10 o'clock at night. And that. Well, here again, it didn't take too long, maybe about half hour or more. But after midnight, they went on back to crying, scratching, tearing at the door. So, not sure what more to do. I still spend a whole lot of time out here calling, patting my legs, doing everything I do with Spooky. Now he ain't running off around the house anymore. getting into the kitty bunker like he was doing a couple days back. And that. So, making progress. And he hasn't slowed down any, so I don't think he's nowhere near the condition the little gray and white one was, or the other black one. When I was talking to the vet, Dr. Green, which I can't say enough good things about, she told me, some kittens fare better with these here viruses than others. It's just like people. They have some have stronger immune systems than others. And I do believe, because I was able to treat this little kitty twice, with a viral eye wash, viral eye ointment that I have here, plus 2 doses of antibiotics, this one is faring much better. Does he or she still need to get to the vet? Oh, in my mind, yeah. But I only do so much. I mean, I could have 10 people out here, you still ain't gonna catch this animal. No, short of using a tranquilizer gun. And I don't have one, and I'm not gonna do that. So, there we are. I'm sure you're wondering about the little gray and white and the other black one. Well, I talked to the vet yesterday, right around 11:30, just before noon, I guess. They called, gave me an update. And part of the reason they called was they were notifying me they were going to keep them the second night and keep them on the IV antibiotics. So I wanted to know a little bit more about, the why, how they were doing. So they brought over Dr. Green to the phone, and here again she took, the time to explain the situation. She said, their eyes were doing better. They didn't have a fever or temperature anymore, and they had at least one of them had urinated, if not both, and that was a good sign. They hadn't seen them eat yet, so they wanted to keep them. Well, at that time, she also went, she felt they could come home today. This is Friday, but they'd still have to have oral antibiotics every day for some length of time, have their eyes cleaned and treated with this here antimicrobial, antiviral, I guess, eye ointment. And I listened to everything they were going to need to have done. And I told her, I said, well, I'm all by myself here, just me and that. And when y'all do this, is that a one-person job or a two-person job? And she did say, they do use 2 people, but she felt one could do it, and they have done it in the past. And it was at that time, I just told her that based on that, maybe it's best that she just kept them for a few more days. So she said, well, yeah, we can keep them through the weekend. So the kittens are still up at Britt's. They're in the hospital. Of course, Cleo, she's perturbed, so is Spooky. It's not like they don't look for them, they do. Even Trixie. Trixie goes to the door when I open it up at night to give treats on the front porch. Add water to the front porch bowl, and maybe a little bit of special food. Trixie will sit there and she's not snarling and howling anymore. She looks around and that, and I believe even she's looking for the little kittens. Because when they would come out there, she'd sit there real quiet and watch those little babies. She was a real good mama when she had her litter. Now, she only was allowed to have one, and then she was spayed as well. So, the kittens are still up there. And I did call today, right before I came out here, and talked to Brits, and they're improving. Talking to him, I think it's a veterinary technician, because Dr. Green was at lunch, and she said their eyes were open, starting to look better. They had been observed eating, which is a great sign, because they've been watching and they verified they were eating. I want you to think about that. It takes time to sit there when you put out food. And these veterinarian services, I know Britt's busy all the time, parking lot's full all the time. For somebody to sit there and watch those two little kittens, see if they're going to eat, that took time. And that's just the quality of service and dedication they've always had over the whole entire 25 years that I've taken my animals to them. And that's why I can't say nothing good about it. And if you're in our local area, or if you're within reasonable driving time, and you're looking for a great veterinarian service that's caring and dedicated, I would highly recommend Brit. Sure would. And that. But the kitties are getting the best possible medical care that can be given to them. No cost was held back. And I made that decision for them to keep them and treat them before I knew about another thing, because before Dr. Green got off the phone, she said, before I leave, I want to let you know something, Mr. Tom. And I said, what's that? She said, I don't know if you know this. And I'm going to have to apologize, because old man might get a little choked up here. She said, I wanted you to know people have contacted us and have donated to the kittens' medical bill. Now that's totally unbelievable and amazing, because I didn't ask. I didn't even talk about the cost. And even before I knew that yesterday, I made the decision to keep them up there. It's just hard for me to believe people would take the time out of their lives. They don't know me from Adam, except here on YouTube. And that, to, find the vet, get their number, contact them, and make arrangements to donate money for the care of these kittens. And I don't know how much. She didn't say, and that's not important. It doesn't matter whether it's $2, $50, or what. I just, after I got off the phone call, I was just, cried like a little baby. Man, couldn't believe how generous, caring, and kind many of you are out there. I just totally overwhelmed. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the Kitty Krew's heart, because I know they're appreciative and thankful too. And I know those two little babies up there at the vet, if they could talk, you can be thankful as well. And I don't want you to worry about this third one. Just as soon as we can get him close enough, and we're working diligently on it, many hours a day, and I can lay hands on him, he'll be right up there too. And that, I don't care how good he's looking, he's still gonna go. I don't know why I keep calling him a he. Probably be a she. Maybe one reason Speedy's running from him. And I don't even know if Speedy will be his name. It's just, if you could see him, I catch him on camera how fast he can move, you'd understand why I call him Speedy. Oh. But I got to gain her trust. And that only comes with time. And I won't lie to you. I prayed for that little kitten. The two that are up at the vets now. And I know God is extremely busy with things of far greater importance. But I do believe that he's more than capable of handling. But I leave it in his will. And I got to do everything I can. Got to do my part. Just like those vets and all those fine folks up Brits doing theirs. Make sure the kittens regain their health and come back home. So, that's part of the reason I want to do this video today. Because I know many of y'all have asked. As well as you've asked about Hurricane Delta. Next, because normally I give a lot of updates when these things, start impacting the southeast. But primarily when I'm worried more about them impacting me and my family. And Delta isn't going to have much of an impact, if any, other than rain. Here in my part of the deep south. Unfortunately, for those in Louisiana, along the almost same track that Laura came ashore on, they're going to be impacted again. And what's worse this time, now, Delta's known, we're near strong. When I looked at the latest update from the National Hurricane Center, which I'll leave a link below this video, because I would tell you that's where you need to get your information, not social media or mainstream media. They still play the hype up to the max. And then I went on Zoom and looked at it. But currently, Delta has maximum sustained winds of 120, which makes it a Cat 3. And that, where Laura was a Cat 4, nearly a Cat 5. I think 5 more miles per hour. Laura would have been a Cat 5. The other significant difference between Delta and Laura had a very well organized and defined eye. One that you could see on satellite, clearly open. And I've monitored Delta all throughout the night and yesterday. You just never know where they'll go until it's done. They can turn at any moment, and they have in the past. But Delta does not have an open, well-defined eye. It's still cloud cover over the eye. Now, if you look on radar, you're going to say, oh yeah, Miss Tom, it's kind of nice. Well, it does, but what you're seeing on radar is the fact that there's no rainfall within the eye. But if you look at past pictures of Laura from satellite, you can see even on satellite, Laura, you could look straight down the center of her and see clear water. Can't do that with Delta. So that's just showing Delta's not as strong. But let me say this. For those in the path of it right now, the damaged homes, homelessness and roofs, homes that have damaged roofs, structures around them, and all the debris and trees that were damaged, this hurricane is going to have a significant impact on not only the structures, but everything else in the area that it impacts and runs across. I think twice about riding it out, unless you're darn sure your house is stable. But that's a decision all those people have to make. I can't make it for them. And I do have some friends in that area. Y'all know Southern Boy Prepper. And it's my understanding he plans on staying. Because it is, cat free. And, I respect that. That's his decision. I, can't judge, the structural integrity of his house or the surrounding area. So I can't make that. All I can do is pray that him and his family, like all of those in Louisiana, East Texas, and even western Mississippi that'll be seeing the impact of Delta will be safe and free from harm. That's pretty much all I can do. And I know many of y'all out there be praying for them all too. But y'all probably hear in the background the rain's increasing. Now these are far outreaching eastern bands from Delta. Yep. And they're reaching up. And they started somewhere around, I guess around 5 this morning. And as they move through, we're seeing light to moderate rain. We've had winds from, average right around 3 to 5 up to 15, 16. Nothing here. But I do hope all of y'all are safe. Well, and happy with your families. I hope you join with me and pray for all those that are in the face of Delta. Today and this evening, and as it weakens and heads on up through Louisiana, on up in through even Tennessee. Because one thing about these storms is, even though you may not be right where the hurricane is, the outer bands can still have intense storms and pop-up tornado. I'm not real worried about that over here because we're currently 67 degrees. And there's just the temperature, and that is not conducive to tornadoes at the moment. Not saying it's impossible, but it's highly improbable. And the kitties, they're back underneath the truck. Yep. They sure are. But what can you do? I'm thinking about building them a kitty condo for the winter. Run over to our local True Value Hardware, pick up some lumber, and I know lumber is extremely expensive now. It's really impacted my renovation to the house, which was one of my priorities this year. So I had to put that on the back burner for now. I'm just not going to pay $8 to $10 for just a 2x4 or $90 for a sheet plywood. No, don't got the money to do that. But y'all, I got to run on in, see old Miss Trixie, and I got to whip up a meal for tonight. One I'm going to be sharing with all of y'all. Because here again, it's a memory that brings comfort and reminds me of the love of my family. In times when we were struggling, and America was struggling. So I want to share it with all of y'all, and I hope you do enjoy it as well. So until I see you on the next video, y'all take care out there. Stay safe. And God bless you, your family, and your loved ones. Goodbye for now. Well, it's gonna be a wet, rainy, and gloomy day. Lord willing, that'll be the extent of it. But we got plenty of prayers we need to be giving for those who are facing far worse. Trix, I don't care you got your mask on. Trixie, I don't care you got your mask on. You can pace all you want. We're not going to see the kittens. No, we're not going to see the kittens in the hospital. They're in the hospital. They're getting plenty of good care, best they can get. So I want you to go put your mask up, okay? Okay? Don't attack me. I'm not gonna do it. Go put your mask up. You hear me? We're not going out. It's raining, storming. You can pace all you want to. I don't care. Now go put your mask up and everything. I know you're worried too. Papa's worried. Okay? I know, baby. You're a good mommy too, huh? You love the babies? You love the babies? You do, don't you? Don't you? You love them? Now go put your mask up like I told you. Okay? You hear me? Okay. Don't shake your head at me and turn your back. Okay? Anyway, you don't wear it right. It's not over your nose. Okay? Maybe we'll go see him Monday. Okay? And Papa will take you. Okay. Later on.